All right. At first, it depends on whatever it is. Okay, right now I'm about to eat my so-called beef and broccoli. Okay, this is mushrooms and broccoli with yellow rice. I wanted to really come on here to talk about this. Okay, you get no reward for being a strong black woman. Okay, now I know black is it doesn't mean anything. Okay, meaning that according to the black laws dictionary, you could look it up what it exactly black means. Okay, but you get no reward for being so strong. Okay, I'm gonna share a story with you guys. Okay, and some of you guys may have heard this story already, but let me just give you just a background of what I mean by this. So growing up, right, especially in the communities that we have been brought up in, a lot of times we have been programmed to believe that everything we supposed to struggle, right? We have been programmed to believe that in order for it to have some type of value, it's supposed to be hard and difficult, right? And many of us have fell into that belief system. We have felt like, it's actually true that we supposed to struggle. And let me just tell you, we are not supposed to struggle. Okay. Abundance is our birthright. Um, my favorite food right now is, let me see, mushrooms with something. Right, is mushrooms with something. That's pretty much like my favorite food right now. Vegan food, of course, because it gives your body something back in return. It helps your mitochondria, your DNA, and things of that nature. So yeah. Yours pizza. Okay, okay. All right. You like pizza, huh? Remind me of my children. Because that's their favorite food is, pizza. Hey Danielle, pizza, baby, pizza, pizza, pizza. Hey Anna, pizza, baby, pizza, pizza. So I want to hurry up and make this video before my food gets cold. But I really wanted to discuss this topic of us believing that in order for us to receive anything, it has to be extremely difficult, especially in a black community. And I said black, I don't like saying the word black because black actually means this. Okay, but in our communities, right, like the under sort of privileged communities, the poverty communities, we have been really programmed to one to compete, okay, to compete with others and to prove that we are just as good, okay. And let me say this: whenever you are competing with other people, you are losing. The moment that you start competing, you lost, okay? Because the only person that you should really be competing towards is yourself. How could you be better than what you was the day prior? Okay, that's what you have to understand. Another thing is this. This is what I noticed. Okay, so I told you guys the story about me and my youngest children father, right? Like how me and him broke up, and at first I wasn't gonna put him on child support because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do everything by myself. If I gotta struggle, let me just do it. Because I felt like I would get some type of reward, like telling people like, oh yeah, I did it. Let me tell you, girl, I did everything by myself when I was going after my dream and rocking out to my passion. Let me tell you, I had to work 13 hours a day. Like, that is not fun. That like, where is the glory in that? There's no glory in glorifying, oh well, I had to work 5 jobs, okay, in order for me and my children to get ahead. Like, we really have been conditioned and bamboozled and just like, you know, is really crazy. And to the ones that have that mindset, like you feel like you gotta working so hard, and you gotta compete and all those different things is gonna wind you up in a goddamn grave. Let me say this, okay? You are going to be in a graveyard because you did not come here for that. You did not come here to struggle and work 10 jobs. Like, your body, you breaking your body down, by the way, anyway. But yeah, so when I was, going through it with my youngest children's father, and I remember I would be working like 12 hours. And then after working 12 hours, I would then go because I was doing Uber. And then after Uber, I would then turn on Lyft because, it's a cab, right? So meaning you could drive for 12 hours with Lyft or Uber, and then after that they kick you offline because is a liability issue. And so I would do that, and I remember I just was like, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me just put all these hours in, and it was like I felt like I was getting out, like it was like glorified, like yeah, girl, I'm working all these hours, but yet I'm tired. Okay. I was overwhelmed. Okay. Then I'm barely spending time with my children because I'm always on the go. I'm always on the go. And what's so crazy is at one point I was like, you know what? Because that's when I got cut off of food stamps because they was like, you making too much money. And it was like everything was coming at once, right? And what I wound up doing was, I never forget my homegirl. She was like, Dina, I know, like, cause she know, about my dreams and my goals and stuff like that. And she was like, I know, and I hear what you saying, but Dina, is not supposed to be that hard. And I was up there justifying it. Like I was up there justifying, like I was like, no, I'm not gonna put him on child support. I'm just gonna do everything by myself. I'm gonna get it out the mud by myself. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work 13 hours. I'm gonna work sometimes 24 hours. And who suffers? You suffer. You suffer. You did not come here for this. You did not come here to suffer. You did not come here to work until you're dying. Okay. Your body is being affected. Okay. And so after that, what I did was I put him on child support. And it wasn't so much of like, it was, yeah, me ego, right? Yeah, being prideful. Yeah, like I'm doing all of this by myself. Like I don't need no guy to help me. I'm doing everything by myself, ego, right? And then when I decided, like before that, I even was scared because I was like, oh my goodness, if I put him on child support. Now I spoke to him several times, like, listen, if you could help me, we had an agreement. He reneged on it, whatever it was. And then I wound up doing it. And I was like, before I did it, I always like give people the benefit of the doubt because I never, and that's the thing that I see that I have to work on within myself because it's times where so I'm like, all right, well, he said he was gonna, work out a plan with me. We worked out a plan. He still didn't, he's like, he honored it in the beginning. Now he's not honoring it. And I was so concerned about like how he felt or how he was gonna look at me or whatever it was. And then I came to a point where though I came to a conclusion. I was like, no, I gotta do what works. Like, why should my children suffer? And that was the conclusion that I had to come to. Like, it comes a point in time where though you gotta stop talking. You got to stop talking. And I'm not saying, put your baby daddy on child support or anything like that. But what I am saying is you always got to do what works for you. You always got to do what works for you. And you know what's so crazy? By me following and listening, right? Because after my homegirl said it, then it was another guy who said it. He was like sort of my mentor when I was in not personal development, network marketing. And he was like, Dina, let me tell you something. And he was on child support. And he was an older guy, and here he is telling me like to put this guy on child support, right? And I still was being hard headed. I still was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then it just came to a point where so I was like, enough is enough. Like enough is enough. Happy birthday, Anna. I appreciate you being here because, honey, you could be anywhere, okay? But you're here, okay? Hey, Tracy, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. Hey, Myra, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. And so I wound up doing it. And you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy, what happened and how the universe conspired to work in my favor. So after that whole scenario, right? I had my oldest son, who is 20. I be getting confused sometimes. I'll be like, he's 21. He'd be like, I'm not 20. But maybe he's 21 now, right? Because I be getting confused. Okay, sometimes I be forgetting my goddamn age, okay? But anywho, so my oldest son, he was like, maybe you should try to do your taxes. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do the taxes. I was like, because I know and the food is getting cold. I want to hurry up with this. And so he was like, maybe you should try to do your taxes. Now I did work, but it wasn't that much, right? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, I'm telling you, just try it. And so I remember I went to the tax, accountant, whatever, and I gave her, the paperwork and stuff like that. Don't you know? I got way more tax. I got a bigger tax return than I have ever received. Okay. And so when I say like the universe is truly going to conspire to work in your favor, it is really going to conspire to work in your favor. Like, and it's really about taking a leap out on faith. It's really about just knowing that the dots are going to connect because they always connect. They always connect. Even if it feels like, like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Let me tell you something. They always connect. If you are in good faith and you know you're doing the right thing, and like my grandmother, when I was younger, one of the things she always used to say was, long as I know I did right, like long as I know I did right by that person, or long as I know, in other words, what she meant was long as I'm operating in good faith, that's all that really matters. And that's all that really, really matters. So, if you're a female of color, don't get caught up in this hustle thing, this hustle culture. Like I gotta work, do it so hard, and all this other stuff. The things that came to me when I let go, and I just was like, I don't know, but let me just try it. Way more things have came to me when I wasn't hardly trying. Okay. When I just was like, you know what, let me just see, right? Way more things came to me as opposed to trying to force it. Like trying to force it, like, oh well, this gotta work, this gotta work. Long as I'm like, you know what, things happen, they happen, whatever. But long as I know I'm operating in good faith. And it goes back to consumer law too, because a lot of times it's laws, okay? It is laws. When people bully you, I gotta eat. Okay, I gotta eat shit. When people bully you, it's not because of you. It's not because of you. It's because of their perception of themselves. So you gotta understand it. Like, and when we become of age, right? And all of those, I don't even know how old you are, but I'm like, when we become of age, right? But one of the things I could tell you, right? If you've been bullied, get in the mirror. Okay, you guys hear me? Oh, you 13. See, I'm saying you of age and all this other stuff. Listen, get in the mirror. Oh, thank you for the compliment. Honey, I ain't no 26, girl. Girl, I ain't no 26, girl. But if I could give you any advice, Anna, it would be get in the mirror. Start telling yourself that you're beautiful. You gotta start being your biggest cheerleader. Start telling yourself you beautiful. Start telling yourself you smart. Start telling yourself you deserving. You are enough. Start telling yourself you are confident. Start telling yourself this is your birthright. Start telling yourself nobody could ever. Okay, you see, I gotta make this. I gotta make this face. You 11. Okay, I'm 11. Oh, Lucy, you're 11. Okay, start telling yourself those things. But you listen, when you doing these things, the eyes are the windows to the soul. When I first started doing this, I have like my oldest children who at that time, when I first started doing the affirmations and stuff like that. Let me see, it's been what, 5.5 years. So I believe my oldest son was about 15ish, 16ish, something like that. And my oldest daughter at the time, she was about 13, something like that. And when I first started doing it, they would laugh. Okay. So when I would go in the mirror and tell myself, because I wanted them to see that they can change their programming too. So if I was you, what I would do is I would at nighttime or whenever you go in the bathroom or whatever it is, or in your room, you can close your door and start telling yourself these things. Start telling yourself how powerful you are. Start telling yourself how beautiful you are. And when you're doing it, you are looking in your eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. Okay. And just keep on reiterating when you walking outside by yourself, or even if you with your friends, say it to yourself, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am loved. And keep on saying that to yourself. Keep on saying that to yourself, okay? So yeah, so every time when I let go, things just worked out. Like things, and I mean in ways where is though if I would have if I wouldn't never trust in myself, right? And say, like when my oldest son said, do it. And I was like, I don't know. But then I did it, right? I have to have some type of faith and trust in myself for me to do it, right? And every time things just work. Things just click. It just comes together so smoothly. And you know what it really is that hump, right? Is that hump. Is that hump of really like just putting your foot out, like one foot in front of the other, right? Like just doing it, just taking the step. And also what I'm learning, even with the consumer law, right? Like I was thinking, I was like, well, let me not, right? And then I just look at my children and I say, why struggle? Why struggle? Like what point do you have to prove and you struggling? Like there's no point to prove. And if you look at all the, successful people and stuff like that, they do things that they are passionate about. Okay. They do things where as though they're not struggling, where as though is not hard. Okay. And some of you guys know my favorite book is The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Okay. And The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. One of the things he says is, if you are struggling with wealth, right, with building wealth, that means you have a blockage in your subconscious mind. And say, so every day I'm saying, wealth, success, wealth, success, wealth, success, because you got to remember what you constantly give attention to, that's what constantly grows. Okay. And so with that being said, family, let me go. I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Keep on believing in yourself. Listen, it's not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be, as though you about to die, you on your last breath. And if you notice, it's a cycle, right? It's really a cycle. This is what I noticed before I go. This is how it is. You take a job that you're not passionate about, okay? The reward is the paycheck. And then once you get the paycheck, you start using that money, okay, to whatever it is, right? To sort of escape, right? So you may be an impulsive shopper, okay? You may eat a lot because it's like you don't want to face your current reality. You don't want to face whatever it is that is showing. It's showing you, right? Oftentimes people tend to go through anxiety and depression, and it's like your spirit is telling you you came here for something bigger and better and greater, but you keep on following this system, right, that is pretty much keeping you, well, you allowing it to keep you in a box, and you just keep on following it because you're like, well, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way, my family did it. This is the way, my great 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 grandmother did it. I'm gonna share a story with you guys, then I definitely gotta go. I remember I was listening to this guy, right? And one of the things he said was that it was a lady who was baking bread, and she would use like a container, like a baking pan. In the baking pan, it was really, really low. And after she used the baking pan, she would cut her ends off on each side of the bread. So somebody said to her, like, why do you do that? Right? And the lady said, oh, because my mother did it. So then they said, all right, well, let's go ask your mother, why did your mother do that? So they went and asked the mother, and the mother said, well, because my mother did it, right? And they said, all right, but why did your mother do that? Right? And she said, I don't know. But she said, let's go ask my mother. So they went to go ask the great great grandmother, okay? And the great great grandmother, she said the reason why she used to do that, cut the ends off the bread, off the loaf of the bread when she was baking it after she baked it. She said because her pan was too damn small. Okay, so it's like, we taking on other people, and sometimes it could be the family. We taking on our family, and we like, all right, well, they've been doing this for so long. This is the way to do it. No, not necessarily. You don't, just because they've been doing it. And also get this and hear me out. This is a different time. Okay. Ain't no way you are going to be able to get ahead if you still operating from the year 1940. Okay. This is a brand new. First of all, we entering into a new age. Okay, whether you guys know that, we are entering into a new age, and that's why you see a lot of stuff collapsing. Right, you see a lot of stuff going on with a lot of things. Okay, but what you have to understand is the system don't work. The system it does not work, and that's why you see a lot of people are getting exposed. That's why you see a lot of things going on, because the system don't work. And so you have to do what works for you. You have to, follow your heart. The universe gave you something because it gave each and every one of us something for us to come here and bring something to this planet. Okay. And that's what you have to understand. You did not just come here to work and pay bills. You did not just come here to just go to school. You came here for something. It's something that is so phenomenal within you that only if you take a few moments out your day, I guarantee you, to meditate, to be still, to just listen, your life will change. Your life will change. Okay. And with that being said, yeah, I don't watch the news, Tracy. I don't watch the news, but since I have gotten into the space of consumer law, I like, even yesterday, on my phone, I'm going on Google, and I see, was this, I think, Citibank, who had got hit with like, I don't know if it's 2 point something billion. It was a lot. Like, they got hit with a big fine because of discrimination. Okay. So yeah. So with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Keep believing in yourself. Everything is within you. And I say this a lot. You don't need to watch my videos. Okay. I appreciate you being here though. Okay. But I just want to tell you, you don't need to watch my videos because everything is within you. If you start looking in within, right, you're not going to have to keep searching outside your existence for answers and information and stuff like that. Because if you just be still, the questions that you tend to have, the answers will start coming to you. And I know, right? Sometimes we feel a certain type of way because we have not been programmed to seek within. Even when you go to school, everything is like, oh, well, pay attention to this. Look what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, you've been pretty much programmed that not to use your common sense, not to use your common sense, and pretty much to be like this, like sheep walking dead. Okay, that's about to get slaughtered. Okay. Okay. Well, it's the truth. Jay. Okay. All right, family. So I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.